fancy land. It's a GCB, the Moose, and a Candy Man. Like a freight train rolling, bringing truth bombs down the line. We're more than the Southland, 1 week at a time. We're more than the Southland, 1 week at a time. SCV CHAT starts now.
So the grasshopper then says to the bartender, "Oh, wait, you have a drink named Irving? Oh, hey, sorry, didn't realize we were live."
When does SCV CHAT start?
Yeah, it started now. Oh, yeah.
Who knew?
Before we get started, views, opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily those. The SCV, its GEC, nor any division brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries. Strictly those of us who are expressing them, which is usually me. Happy to be here on a Monday. Happy to have my twin in the chat, who has a lot more gray in his beard than I do.
Good time.
You put it there.
No.
You and others like you.
Well, hey, guess what, Adam? Look right there.
Yep, there you go.
Keyword is passed. Hush up, Victor. Nobody wants that. I don't even want that. Adam dang sure doesn't want it. I almost said a wordy dirt. Hope everybody is having a grand evening. Faversham to Carl Jones. If y'all did not catch our episode last week where we talked about secession and the right of secession, y'all go back and catch it on a replay. Don't watch it now. Watch it at the end of the at the end of this episode. Adam, or not Adam, Moose. Where can you watch those replays? By the way,
You can watch them. Yeah, you can watch them really good. You can rewatch all our replays on YouTube, Rumble, and scvchat.com.
fantastic. See that Walter D. Kennedy is, or no. Yeah, it's Walter D. Donnie Kennedy. Yeah. Sorry, I get him and his twin mixed up. Dr. Sandy Mitchum. Hey, we were just talking about Gone with the Wind a second ago before we started. You know, his pictures, Rhett Butler. Ray, see you on. Kim, L.K. Thompson, Al, Miss Linda, David. Somewhere in there's Paul Gramling Jr. I saw him. There he is. I see him there. Gerald Nelson, John, Commander Jimmy Hill. Hope y'all are all having a wonderful Monday. For those that are not familiar with our lineup, our last Monday of the month is reserved for our extremely distinguished executive director, where we talk about our Hearth and Home, the National Confederate Museum at historic Elm Springs on the Southern Heritage Center or something like that. Was I close?
He was close. You did better than I would.
Sesquicentennial. I can still say that one,
That's
too.
right. So what do we just celebrate a Quasquicentennial
I ain't getting that one.
reunion?
Yeah. I ain't getting that one. So hope everybody's having a good evening. For those that are catching this on replay because you're watching baseball, shame on you. But go Tigers.
Is there a game on? I mean, I hadn't heard anything about it.
He's kicked off for just saying that.
I heard that. But I don't want to win either. So, I mean, it's a no-win situation.
It's a no-win situation, but that's the worst case scenario.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I've got some ties with that university in Baton Rouge, more than I have. I'll tell you after the stream. But I've got some more ties there than I do with Florida and the Gators. Plus, I can't stand their former football coach, who gave the school up north that nickname. Plus, the Fighting Tigers, they come from where? whose name? There's your trivia question for tonight. Yeah, so it is kind of Confederate related.
Yeah, but didn't LSU also have William Tecumseh Sherman as past president?
Not according to Chuck Mack.
Okay. He's the authority, so I'll leave it with him.
He's the end all be all on LSU.
Even if he's not the authority, he's still Chuck Mack. But it does prove that once again that the South is the superior portion of the nation. You know, we dominate everything from culture to literature to even sports.
True.
Sorry, we were talking about LSU.
There, I got
views and opinion.
I got Calvin good and stirred up tonight. I did know that, Dr. Sandy. I did know that, Dr. Sandy Mitchell. You also know that Sherman was hospitalized or, put into essentially a mental insane asylum and almost killed himself because of melancholy depression.
Oh, this is a regular Hearth and Home episode. Good to see it.
Yeah.
The rails, the train has just it's in a cavern somewhere.
It's Al Adams' fault. Normally we're well. I'm not even going to go on that tangent anymore. I was going to say normally we're well behaved. We're not.
No. Adam's well behaved.
I try if the cameras are on.
Adams are good as our good influence.
He really is.
I could just hear Kayla in the background rolling her eyes. Before we get started,
this is not to be chauvinist or anything, but she's actually in the kitchen making fresh blackberry cobbler.
Oh, wait, I almost forgot. We do have a baseball expert on the show tonight. He is I think you're 100% on the bat.
Perfection.
Yeah, we have a perfection baseball player in the chat. Who do you think is going to win, Adam?
What's Tennessee left? I haven't been watching, but
it's
a game. 24-4 last night. Is that right? Is that what the score was?
Yeah. Listen, after that grand slam, LSU, I just said, we've already lost this one. What's whether you lose by 1 point or 24 points,
it's still a loss. It doesn't matter. Clear the bench, let the B team play, and then come back tomorrow fighting. So.
Yeah, because then they could say, I played in the College World Series. Got beat 24-4, but I played in the College World Series. Adam also had some family members that played SEC baseball, but
I had a brother played at the University of Missouri. The brother-in-law.
Oh, the fighting corn dogs! I almost forgot.
That's right. It was against Ole Miss actually, where that took place. That's where the story takes place. The city of Oxford.
Oxford.
Actually, fun fact: Ole Miss's campus is its own town, University of Mississippi. Really? It is not. It is not part of Oxford.
Well, I learned something.
Took me a while to realize it.
So, anyway, before we get kicked off on all the great things that are happening up at headquarters, remember, guys, it's getting close to the last chance to be able to register for the national reunion. I believe late fee registration is $80 a person. But if you have to register, if you wait and register at the door, it's $100. So mail off those registrations now, because this is a very important year. We have some constitutional amendments coming up to vote on. Those are in your back of your most recent veteran. If you read your veteran, you would read those. Make sure that you take them to your camp meetings and have your camp discuss, especially if you are a delegate, on how you want to vote. So that's a very, very, very important thing. While it is not an election year, one of the constitutional amendments will impact next year's election.
Yeah. For years to come.
Yeah. Also, fun fact for you, in Hot Springs, there is an amusement park and water park. and 2 of us may go riding a roller coaster and go live while riding it.
Moose and GCB, huh?
That
Nope.
wasn't safe to air.
Nope, Adam. You said if we can make sure the weight limit's okay, we're riding. I've got it in text message.
That's true. I need to think before I text. Back to another point you were making. While you're at your camp meeting, be sure to get your credentials forms signed by all the officers. List all of your delegates out. That will save you a lot of time at the credentials table and make their job a lot easier, because those guys are all volunteers that help Eric with credentials. So the smoother we can make that process, the better it'll be.
I'm quite thrilled this year as past division commander. I don't have to run around and do that much. So I actually get to help work credentials.
There you go.
Well, other than your SCV chat duties, which I don't know if you'll be doing along 50-50 if I'm an aide de camp. I can't get a...
You are an aide de camp, but no. You know by now that we do our chat recaps almost every single day as best as we can, around 7 or 8 o'clock local
Tune in
time.
for that. And there will be a bit of extra content. We did start, I think we started this last year. We might have done it the year before, live streaming the opening ceremony. When did we start doing that?
We did it last year for sure because I slept through it.
Yeah, you did.
I blame you. But I've still got I've got a great picture of Adam from when we were testing the angles that I'm gonna send you and get you to put up there at some point this evening. But yeah, just be looking out for that. Great stuff moving forward.
Yeah.
It's also our mid-season finale.
Is it? Mid-season?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's and sorry for stealing a lot of your time here, Adam. The way for those that aren't familiar, we usually take a break with chat for a couple of weeks. About a week. Really, it feels like a couple of weeks though. And rest, and we figure out whether we're going to go with the same theme that we've been doing, or whether we're going to go with a new theme. And we have a couple of different options.
Both are awesome, in my opinion.
Actually, there are 3 options that you don't know about, Moose. Our silent partner and I talked about it yesterday, or day before yesterday. But part 1 is we can continue on with the heroes of our heroes and the American Revolution. That's option A. Option B is literature, which I'm thinking we can just throw that onto our second week episode, talk about different authors and stuff like that. But option 3 is looking at, in a pretty good scope, the Wild West and some of the impacts that the war had on some of the things that happened out there, like Jesse James or the gunfight at the OK Corral and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So really, in all honesty, it's up to our viewers to make up their mind what they want to hear about. I'm okay with continuing to talk about the American Revolution, or some other aspect of history or comic books or whatever.
There are some good Southern comic books. Captain Confederacy.
There you go.
Okay, we're not talking about comic books. That was complete smart aleck on my end. But good try there, Moose.
I try.
But if you really want to make your opinions known, what I would like for y'all to do is sign up for the website. When you sign up for the website, we may figure out how to put a poll in there.
I can put a poll in there right now if we wanted to.
No, let's wait till after the stream.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't want people going onto the website unless they're watching on the website. Ah, found the picture. There we go. Sending the pictures. Pictures are sent.
And I sent
Jonah
you
Hex is
another Connor, too, whenever you get a chance. One I forgot to post earlier. So
okay. Send it to Moose.
Yep. And before we move on from Hot Springs, which we kind of already have, but remember, Hot Springs in 2009 is where the vote was made to build the National Confederate Museum. So it's good to be going back to Hot Springs, where our museum basically birthed in conception anyway.
Oh, I for some reason just got an image of Chuck Mack and Scrubs just screaming push at the membership.
It was a long labor from 2009 to 2020.
It's a boy.
It's a boy. It's a museum.
Yeah.
But real quick, because I know GCB and Adam, but we have a couple questions how to sign up to the website. Do you want me to show that real quickly?
Sure.
All right. You see this sign up button?
No.
What?
Well, I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. All right.
It's there. It's there. And then you just type in your email, and we will get in touch to you asking for your SCV number or OCR or UDC and your camp.
Sure, so if you see where it says reclaiming the narrative 1 week at a time, it's under the words at a time.
Yeah, right there. I might. So right there. It's real easy. If you have any problems, of course, you can contact us.
Also, we have something that we're going to be announcing tonight, and then something we're going to be putting on almost said it, on the website a little bit later. So
I saw where Commander Calvin Hart asked a question about the Hunley Awards and the certificates. Yes, Calvin, the medals came in about a week and a half ago, and the certificates just came in Friday. So they came to HQ, but you can start getting them through us now.
Adam, you might not know this off the top of your head, but we do have another quick question. It is from my aide camp. Yes,
I'm not sure. I can find out for you. I would hold off. Is it 8.5 by 11 standard sheet, or does it come on a legal size?
It comes on a big one.
Yeah, I think it comes on a legal size.
Okay, I can't remember. I know the document that I signed for a camp is on regular 8.5 by 11 paper, and then I don't know what it looks like once my signature's put on it. So,
I think I have
my signature's not even on it. It's Commander-in-Chief's signature. So
yeah, I think I have an example of one in my office, but I think it's on if it's not legal, it's close to legal.
Yeah, the older ones were a lot bigger than the modern ones. I've seen some very large ones from years past, but the modern ones do seem like 8.5 by 14, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But I'll confirm that for you. Let you know. You don't get a response from me, just give me a gentle reminder.
So anyway, what's new at headquarters?
Oh man, we are having a good. We really are. It's busy. A lot of people are traveling, so a lot of guests have been stopping by. If you weren't there, was it 2 weekends ago? We had a fantastic dessert party up there. I saw a comment earlier about the dessert party. David Daniels, he and his wife came to the dessert party, and he said Kayla rocks desserts. Yes, she and Linda Boshears definitely rock desserts, and they showed out a couple weekends ago, and we had a good dessert party and had some first-time people to Elm Springs. So that's what it's really all about, is to bring people to the property, and especially those that have never been before, and be able to show them Elm Springs. And, hey, we have a great museum across the way. Come back when we're open, and raise a little bit of money for the place, and keep the lights on a little bit longer. So we had a good time, and looking forward to the next one. The next one will be in February. Coming up in the end of July, we have another event that I hope is going to be absolutely legend. Everybody needs, but I hope this is going to be a yearly event. This is the second year that this is called the Rebel Rouser Cruise In, and it's our car show. And we had probably 50 to 60 cars, classic cars arrive. I thought it was a pretty good show. We had one of the replicas of the General Lee come. People love seeing that. We parked it right in front of the big 6x10 Confederate flag, so everybody got to see that as they walked into the museum. But that will be on July 29th, so I hope y'all will come. And our local camp is doing something. Camp 29 in Columbia, during the car show, they're going to have bologna sandwiches for sale. You can buy a fried bologna sandwich. I don't know why they chose bologna, but they did, and I think it's going to work out pretty good for them because I didn't allow any other food trucks. So you get a fried bologna sandwich or nothing.
I could use a bologna sandwich.
They might actually be smoking instead of frying the bologna. Okay. We're frying the sausages, though.
Yeah. Well, we had this vendor at an event at work about a year ago, where they smoked and then deep fried the bologna. Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was about a slice about that thick on the sandwich.
Might have sent some pictures of some artifacts. I don't know if our producer, Mr. Moose, has those ready to go. But
we have, brother.
He does, but he's so worried about changing his tagline around that he's not worried about producing the show.
Oh, that hurts. That actually hurts a bit. All right, Adam, do you have anyone you want to specifically start with?
No, just throw one up there. We'll go from there.
All right.
Okay, this is really cool. This is, we have great partnerships with several museums, especially the other Confederate museums across the country. And the museum in Charleston Marketplace, the Confederate Museum there, they've been really good to us since we've opened the museum. They were the first people to reach out. They loaned us 2 original battle flags. And if they've got something that they don't need or something they think is should belong in our museum, they'll send it to us. So they've recently sent me a box of paperwork. And going through the papers, I found this certificate. And if you look, the date on it is 1896. That's a 1896 Sons of Veterans membership certificate. The oldest one that I've ever seen. And it's definitely the oldest collection. So that.
Yeah, is that 10th day of June?
It looks like it. Yeah.
That's going to be like one of our. Well, it's number 170. So,
right.
I mean, that is awesome.
And it's personalized to the camp there, the Camp Moultrie, and I think that camp is still active, if I'm not mistaken. Awesome. If not, or they may be secession camp now. I can't remember, but Charleston still has a very active camp, that's for sure.
So it should be Jeb Stewart the 4th signature. No, that looks like it's just the camp commander and camp adjutant. Yeah. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But There's a good example of an early Sons of Confederate Veteran certificate. I've never seen one that old, and we'll be putting that in our museum, because not only do we tell the story of the war, we tell our story as well. So that's going to be something that we display in the SCV section of the museum. But I was kind of tickled to see that. Okay, I don't remember if I discussed this or not, but everybody has seen the hood bed already. If you've been to the museum, that bed's been out there for a while. That's the bed that General Hood went to sleep in on the eve of the Battle of Franklin. He went to bed thinking he had the Yankees whooped at Spring Hill, and he's going to wake up the next morning and just, beat them. But he woke up to find the field deserted and the Yankees had slipped through in the middle of the night. So this bed could tell us whether he looked like everybody claims he was or what happened. But what is really of note in this picture is the quilt that's on the bed. And that's a recent loan to the museum. A lady named Lisa Thomas has loaned that to the museum for 2 years. And the fabric that uniform is made out of is from 6 of her ancestors' Confederate uniforms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's got the gray in it. You can see some jean cloth in it. There's butternut. One of them was obviously, or maybe a couple of them were obviously in the artillery. They had red cuffs and collars, and that's where the red fabric came. So it's a really neat piece. And a quilt expert, experts tell me that's a pineapple pattern, which is a kind of a real rare pattern. You don't see that a whole lot, but if you look at the designs, they're supposed to look like a pineapple with the green stem on the top of it.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful piece, and it really in great condition. And it's been in her family for generations, and just wants us to have it so we can show it off. This is actually a statue that was in, I believe it was in Montgomery, Alabama, outside of Robert E. Lee High School. And, of course, with everything was taking place a few years ago, the statue came down. And a local camp out of Auburn, Alabama, Denton is the commander. They have been working diligently to restore the statue, and the statue is in great condition. Just work on it. Over the years, people had shot the statue with guns, so holes all in it, and wasn't in the best of shape. The sword was from it, so they found a sculptor that was able to fix it, and it's in beautiful condition. And our plan is to put this back up in Alabama. But while they're waiting, it's on display in the National Confederate Museum. And we're actually going to be helping them with the fundraising of that. We're going to stick a donation jar somewhere close to it. So if you want to donate to see that statue go back up, you can make a donation while you're there. But we haven't put that out just yet. But that'll give me a reminder to do that tomorrow. But it's just tremendous. Hey.
Put your donation jar out there tomorrow.
Okay. Text me and remind me, please.
Oh, I just gave you a reminder.
But
I'll send you a text, Adam.
I'd say the statue's probably 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall. It's a tremendous statue. Oh, time for Pop Tarts. All right. What else we have?
He just started unrock.
What else do we have, Moose? Time to break.
I don't know. He just muted himself and started eating Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
Don't keep on.
All right, Adam.
Okay, yeah, this is another piece that's recently been loaned to us. It's a picture of Robert E. Lee, but if you look at the inscription, I think it's in the next picture. It's signed with affection to my friend, Dr. Pendleton, who served with valor and distinction, I believe it says. It's signed Robert E. Lee on the matting.
Is that Reverend Dr. Pendleton?
Yes, art. So, but yeah, so we've got it placed right beside the wheels of the Matthew. Whenever you come to see the wheels from one of the four apostles that were commanded by Pendleton, you can look up on the wall and see this frame that has Robert E. Lee's signature and dedication to Colonel Pendleton.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Yep. And I don't know if there's a picture in there or not. Oh, yeah. Kind of a cool piece. I kept it in the plastic because I'm afraid to take it out, but that is actually a piece of the monitor that was done in the museum. So we've got that in our naval section. And back many years ago, there was a group that was doing some underwater archaeology, and they salvaged a few pieces of the monitor. And they were all students, and they were able to keep a piece. And this student over the years kept it as a prized possession, of course, has donated it to our museum. So we proudly have that on display.
It was smote.
Oh, yeah. And this is kind of a cool piece. This came to us from the Michigan Division, Sons of Confederate Veterans. And it's 1857 Smith breech carbine. And beautiful gun. I think the next picture shows more detail gun. The wood stock and the grip, they've all been replaced. That's new wood, but is original. And it's just a really neat piece of way you can still see how it functions today. Of course, the sling on it is a newer sling, but they believe that they were able to track it through its model number to be an 1857 make, and it was, according to the provenance associated with the piece, carried by someone in the Confederate cavalry. So it's actually a Confederate carried rifle. And I'd like to thank all of our have helped us out over the years, but it's good for the Michigan Division to get some recognition because they're doing the fighting behind enemy lines. You know, they're up in enemy country, and they still do tremendous work for the SCV where they're at. And just want to give those guys a big shout out and thank them for this carbine.
How many artifacts do we have up there in our possession?
Oh, that's a tough question because we've got everything from reunion medals that don't take up much space, cannon wheels, and cannons. So we probably have, just a rough estimate, 1,000 artifacts or more.
That's awesome.
And an anchor.
And an anchor, yeah. So, and, you know, we're in talks with other people about doing some loans. There's some UDC groups in Alabama that I'm talking to. They've currently got some items that are in a public library, and the public library doesn't want them anymore. So they've got an actual Confederate uniform jacket, a star from a Confederate flag, a Major General's binoculars, or field glasses if you'd rather go that way. But we can make this loan work, and those items will be coming to the museum pretty soon.
We need some Beauregard stuff.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So right now we have completely going blank. A Lamat pistol made me think of Beauregard. Married to Lamat, but we have General Pillows.
I was getting Pillows. He never fired in anger.
Very true. Yeah, it was probably if I look at it, the action is probably rusted on it. So
Jack,
Like I said,
well, I was going to answer this to Jack Dupont. The Beauregard comment, it's a running joke between me and Moose because we'll send each other from different auction houses and stuff like that, stuff that we find. And there are more pictures of Beauregard, original, CDV and printed type pictures than any other Confederate general that I've seen out there.
He looks almost like an educator I know.
Yeah. Well, let me answer Jack's question here about the Civil War Museum in Texas, because I get a lot of calls and comments about that. We've actually reached out because half that museum was artifacts that belonged to the UDC there in Texas, and the other half was owned. Those items that were privately owned will be put up to auction if they haven't already been put up to auction, and will be sold. The UDC artifact is taking possession of their artifacts, and we've reached out to UDC and we've offered them a place to store their artifacts or have them out on display, our museum. And they said, okay, thank you, we'll consider it. So we've done our part. We've reached out to them. We've let them know that we're interested in them. But beyond that, it's the ball's in their court. So
Oh, we have a museum in the chat. Welcome.
I believe that's the museum Adam was referencing earlier when he was showing off that beautiful original early production membership certificate. This one.
Absolutely. So might be Miss Jill. So Miss Jill, good to hear from you. And again, thank you for the certificate. That was a wonderful piece for us to find.
Don't know why that popped up.
This is why I'm the producer.
And it was kind of funny. Last time I went to the Market Hall Museum, I got a phone call probably 30 minutes after we left Charleston. And it was a guy I hadn't heard from in probably a few months, from Columbia, Tennessee. And he said, hey, are y'all in Charleston? And I said, well, yeah, I just left. Why? He said, well, I just walked into the Market Hall Museum. So he had told them where they were from, and they were like, hey, do you know Adam Southern? And he's like, well, yeah. Well, he just left. So you never know who you're going to run into. But it's a great museum. If you're ever in Charleston, stop by and see Jill and her staff there. They have an amazing collection of artifacts.
But Adam,
and it's a beautiful and historic building in its own right, too.
But Adam, we will be in Charleston next
That's
summer.
right. Not next summer. So, and
definitely going to go.
He's looking forward to having us. So.
Well, Moose, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do our commercial really quickly so I can refresh my browser.
All right. Well, tonight's Pop Tart break is, as has it been the whole season, is sponsored by the Kennedy Twins' newest book, Jefferson Davis, High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government. Jefferson Davis, High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government is how Jefferson Davis was a leader in the high road to emancipation. He looked for a day which slaves would be prepared to live and participate in society. He did more, though, than advocate for this high road to emancipation. He practiced his beliefs in the ultimate emancipation of Southern slaves. Many of his former slaves left for prosperity, and their testimony about their former master who prepared them to be self-sustaining members of society. You can get the Kennedy Twins' newest book at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores, including scv.org, and visit beauvoir.org. We highly recommend that you try to support, I hate to say our stores first, but our stores first. There it is, link. Link is in the chat below. We want to thank the Kennedy Twins again, newest book, Jefferson Davis, High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government, for sponsoring tonight's Pop-Tart Break.
My dad told me he always had a kinship to the battle flag. Always growing up, he knew there was something there, but he couldn't put it together. I called my 97-year-old grandmother, and I asked her, do we have any soldiers in the family? I gave her 3 descriptions. Verde, which means green, for modern-day soldier. Blue, azul, or gris, means gray. And she said, mijo, which means my son in Spanish, is gris. It was gray. My great-great-grandfather was named Andres Torres Rodriguez. He was born in Mexico. He was a laborer. And he was an 8th Texas Infantry, and his unit later on got incorporated to the Texas 33rd Cavalry under Santos Benavides, who was the highest Mexican-American Confederate officer. He was a colonel. There was over 13,000 Hispanic soldiers throughout the Confederate States, but out of those 13,000 were 2,500 Tejanos. And it's 2 words combined. Texas in Spanish is Tejas. Mexican in Spanish, Mexicano. You combine both words, Tejano. They contributed a lot for Southern independence. I think that they deserve respect, honor, and dignity under the Confederate flag that they fought for. There was people of color, Mexican people, and other Hispanics, and other people of color that fought in this war. Everyone's reason was different, but primarily they fought in this war for their independence and to protect their homeland. I joined the SCV because I'm extremely proud of my Confederate heritage. I have Confederate DNA. I just want to ensure that the present generation and future generations know and never forget the contributions of Hispanics in the War of Northern Aggression. I am Richard Luna Garcia, the great-great-grandson of Private Andres Torres Rodriguez, a Tejano Confederate soldier.
Who just grow? Go ahead.
I want to thank the Kennedy Twins one more time for sponsoring tonight's Pop Talk break. And again, you can get the Kennedy Twins' most recent book, Jefferson Davis, High Road to Emancipation and Constitutional Government, at www.kennedytwins.com and most online bookstores, including www.scv.org and visit beauvoir.org.
Sí, muchas gracias, señors Kennedy y señor Garcia, for that wonderful commercial.
I'm impressed you did that without it sounding like trash.
My español es, yeah.
I can say
Es bien y muy pequeño. My Spanish is good, but very small.
I used to be able to say the library is red.
No, you couldn't.
No, I couldn't. I've had a couple of brushes with a Spanish.
Los biblioteca es rojo.
Yeah.
No fumar in the elevator.
Yeah, no fumar in the elevator. That was forever.
You got anything to add in there, Adam?
No comprende.
Okay.
No habla española.
Yeah, that was butchered there, Moose. Anyway.
I try. I really do at this point, I guess.
That was
you did.
That was a good commercial. I always like to see Richard, and I got to see Richard at the Forest Boyhood Home. So got to see a lot of good folks that weekend at the Forest Homecoming. So Carl Jones guitar, and it was just a good event out there. Made a lot of money for the SCV.
Well, that is a good way for us to segue, Adam.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So we have been toying around with this idea for 2 years, going on 3. Or is it 3 years going on 4?
Did we really talk about this at the beginning? I
know
we've been talking about it for a while, but we did. I remember that now. Oh my gosh.
So, how many of y'all know what Moose's occupation is?
He's what? Moose's occupation.
Yes. He is a poor, dumb college student.
I took classes at Ole Miss, so really bad.
Yes,
Student
David.
unemployed.
Yes, unemployed student. David, you win. Keyword.
In my defense, I am self-employed. I just don't pay myself anything.
In defense of Moose, we operate here on SCV Chat on a very limited budget.
Very limited.
And by very limited, I mean it's well, to say we're operating in the red would imply that we have money to spend in order to get a loan or anything like that. We rely on. No, he's not.
Yeah, yes, I am. Can confirm. It's official now.
Carl, Moose doing anything type of mechanical would end up like the submarine that. Yeah.
I heard a little bit.
Yeah. And Paul, you are right. Unraveling shoestring. That is right. So we are preparing
25 cents an hour.
We are preparing to launch something at it'll go live during National Reunion when we talk about it, but it's called Patreon. Now, for those that have never heard about Patreon, Patreon is a unique content derived. It was built for content creators, and that's technically what if you want to call us anything, it's content creators. We're not historians. I do like the way the Kennedys put it, that they're not historians, they're propagandists. Their words. But we create content here on a weekly basis. We enjoy doing it, but we want to expand our operations. We want to make this a more professional looking show with better connection, better graphics, better audio quality. Just continue to build this up and build the media empire we've been talking about for over many years. So Patreon, when we launch this, it'll be a $10 a month subscription. Now, you're not going to we're not going to take the channel down and you have to pay the $10. We're still going to broadcast every Monday, besides when we take our breaks at Christmas and a National Reunion, and on Thursdays, and possibly some other days. But this is a way for us to raise money so that we can continue on with our goal here at SCV Chat. It's very simple. You'll go to this website. You'll either with your PayPal or with your credit card or debit card, it'll deduct the $10 monthly directly out of your account, to where you don't have to worry about, well, did I send it in? Did I not send it in? It'll automatically do it. And it'll help keep us on the air and help us expand out more. Metaphorically speaking. I don't think Adam and I can afford to expand out any physically anymore. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Moose, you got anything? David Pope, what you get in return for this contribution is our undying thanks and a shout out on our soon to be new credits.
And we are toying with a couple other ideas to add on there, because we know y'all would want something cool in return. And so we got a couple ideas me and GCB are working on. Nothing that we want to set in stone yet. That one that Conor just mentioned, that we are now having an in credit scene, an outro for our videos. That's one of them that's set in stone. And we're working on a couple ideas, but kind of build off what GCB said. We've been talking for a while now, and we've given updates to y'all on how big do we want this to get. And the answer is pretty dead gum big.
And David, you're talking about a subscriber only broadcast. See, part of the thing that we want to do is through our different accounts, we can do pay-per-view type things. But in order for us to go to a remote location, like, I don't know, a certain battlefield 22 miles north of the Mississippi border, up in Tennessee, we have to have the equipment to be able to broadcast from a remote location like that, and in order for us to do that. So this is an investment in the future, or for the future, for future projects like that, or I don't know, maybe a full feature-length documentary on our organization or the museum or something like that.
To answer someone's question, no, it wouldn't be a replacement of SCV Chat, and this would be going towards something like that, David. But to answer Jack's question, no, we don't want it.
No,
our goal is to help the SCV, not take away something from it.
Yeah. We're to be an asset, not a burden.
Yes, and that's 100%. That's been me and Conor's goal from the beginning. We've never wanted to take money from National.
Chat is to be an asset, not a burden. Now, us two.
Oh yeah, we're a big pain in the neck. I feel so. I pray for Adam every time I come up there.
I can, from 5 hours away, I can verbally hear him sigh when I call, and he ignores my phone call.
I've stopped trying to call, but now, I do notice it takes like 2-3 days to get a text back from him. I hear the sigh too. I hear him.
You just lying.
A little bit. Adam always usually tries his best to answer us. He's better than Conor. I was Conor's aide de camp, and I couldn't get a call back from him.
Oh, bull crap. We talked at least once a day.
Yeah, we did. But anything planned for this national reunion? A couple ideas. Toying. Ourselves though.
A couple of things, but y'all get used to hearing this. For 33 cents a day, you can help support this starving moose.
I don't think you should have went with starving.
Yeah, which in all seriousness, if you were to subscribe for a full year,
it would be something special for you.
If you were to subscribe for a full year, that is roughly 33 cents a day. To help us grow and share our message throughout our glorious Southland.
Yeah, and there's a couple things I'm toying with. GCB will probably help. I'm not going to throw it all on him, but a couple things to give extra incentive for the people that stay renewed and stay as I guess the word would be not sponsors, but our Patreon members.
Our patrons.
Patreons. Our chat heads that can finally make a full-fledged comeback. Why?
That is one of the things. Potentially merchandise.
Yes. But this is something we've been kicking around for a long time now. And it's just gotten to the point where we know what our next steps are for SCV Chat and what we want it to be. And this is the step right under it to make sure we can get up to that next level. And we have a lot of great things planned. B and GCB for the past year have really toyed with this, and even longer, but it really wasn't talked about seriously until this past year. About a year ago today, me and GCB talked about the next steps for chat. And so this has been toying around now for a while. So we don't announce this lightly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This has been a long thinking process for all of us here at SCV Chat. SCV StreamYard Pro is nice, ain't it?
Yeah.
Conor's
great.
It's great.
It's great, especially when you have 99% of your memory stored. You either have to purchase new memory or tell Moose to start downloading stuff so we can delete some of it.
Yeah, and that's something I will be doing during the mid-season finale. I'll be buying a lot of these again.
Anyway, guys, we've been at it for an hour, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds. I think that it is time to call it an episode. Yeah.
Real quick, Adam, is there any other events or anything you want to talk about the museum?
I just look forward to seeing everybody at Hot Springs, and be sure to bring you money because we're going to be bringing all the store with us, and you can get your SCV merchandise at Hot Springs. And we will be bringing some things, maybe have some live auctions from the floor too.
Ooh.
Adam's going ziplining.
Yeah, Adam will go ziplining if you give the museum $200. Adam will go ziplining.
I won't zipline and I won't go on any submarine rides.
For $500, Adam will go on a submarine ride.
No. Yeah, Jimmy, thanks for reminding the car show's coming up on the 29th. Like our event page on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Historic Elm Springs and the National Confederate Museum at Historic Elm Springs are both on Facebook. Follow the SCV on Facebook and on Twitter. And come see us in real time, not just on presence. You can actually come see us most any day of the week, and it's only 3 weeks to Hot Springs. I thought it was a long time away, but 3 weeks.
Adam, do we have desk flags?
We do, yes.
SCV.org.
Yep, SCV.org. Go to the shop. You can get I think a set of 5 flags, or you can get just one individual flag.
And they still got the Lieutenant Commander in Chief challenge coin there?
Yes, we do, until we run out. I think we just have a few more left, so get those while they last. And there's still a few of our 125th coins, too, that are still available. So,
that was a jab to me.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
I will be buying a bunch of challenge coins, hopefully, next time I'm up there.
And hopefully a lot of members and camps will bring their challenge coins. Something I enjoyed last year was getting to see all the camps and see what kind of coins are out there. And remember, I have
you have a challenge coin headed your way, Adam.
That's right, yeah. So I asked you to save me one of those. Can't wait to see it.
My father worked hard on it.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all having me on and getting to watch Conor drink his drink here and eat his Pop-Tart. It's been a good time.
Pop-Tarts, man. Those are great. Really need to write Kellogg's letter. That's much advertising we do for them.
That's right. Maybe we can get them to give you a donation on Patreon.
Maybe we'll get them to pay off the museum.
Yes, that's the goal.
Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. We are still trying to, because we've got a lot coming up for national and things like that, trying to figure out our schedule for the next upcoming days. Stay tuned to the page about Thursday. Remember to follow, like, subscribe on all of our social media. Check out the different sister channels, partner channels, whatever you want to call them, like this Monuments Across Dixie and the South Hall Freeman and Michael C. Hardy Sunday night chat.
Look around Florida.
Alamo City Guards. Am I missing anybody?
I don't think so.
Remember, National Reunion, get your stuff in. Talk to your camps about the constitutional amendments that are coming up.
Delegate
the website.
Credentials.
Retrofrop.
All right. Well, okay. All right. So that's when my back door disappeared.